Those sliders. All right, talking to Kevin Wharton of Paul Davis Restoration and Remodeling. We're talking about the volatile weather. In particular, or specifically, we've been talking about thunderstorms. We're going to field some calls here, Kevin. Really good information. You know, when I heard what you were going to talk about today, I said, well, I know most of that. No, I don't. I mean, some of the points you have made, very good. I appreciate that. This is the kind of thing we like to do as a little service to you. So here we go. Let's talk to Wanda, who is calling from New Albany. Hi, Wanda. Welcome to the show.
Hi, John. Hi, Kevin.
Well, you sound good, Wanda. What, you have a question for Kevin?
Yes, I want to know during a storm, if a tree on your property falls on another person's property, are you liable, or is that considered an act of God? Okay,
here's her question. Kevin cannot hear the call, but here's her question. She said, if a tree from your property lands on something of your neighbor's, are you liable for that, or is it considered an act of God?
It depends. If it's a normal tree, you know, that's healthy, that nobody's been looking at as far as rot, that kind of thing, if my tree falls on my neighbor's house, I'm responsible for that tree to the property line. They're responsible for the rest of the, from that property line onto their property. Now, where that doesn't play in is if you have a tree that's been rotten for a while, you've given a letter to the homeowner, you know, you're the next door neighbor this time, and you say, hey, that tree over there, it's scaring me, it looks like it might damage my property. If you can substantiate that you have given fair warning, and that doesn't mean write a letter tonight and expect it to be gone tomorrow. Fair warning that, hey, there's a problem, there's an issue, it needs to be addressed, you may have a leg to stand on. Okay. But typically when a tree falls, it's an act of God. You know, if it's a normal, healthy tree, wherever that tree falls, that property line is the deciding line, typically with what part you're responsible for.
But it's a good question.
Yeah,
I thank you very much, Wanda. All right, let's talk to Roger, who is calling from right here in Louisville. Roger, welcome to the show. Hello, Roger.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
So what's the best way to tell the difference between oil-based paint and water-based paint if you're going to repaint over it?
Okay, Roger, you've got paint on the wall or trim you want to test, right?
Trim.
Okay, take some rubbing alcohol on a cotton ball. If you rub oil-based paint with a cotton ball with alcohol on it, it will not wipe off. There won't be any white color or anything on there. If it is water-based, when you wipe that with the alcohol, you will see paint on that cotton ball.
What kind of alcohol?
Just rubbing, isopropyl alcohol, anything like that.
Okay, good
So yeah, the alcohol will actually clean a oil-based paint and make it shiny and clean it, and it may get a little tacky. So that you know, there's a couple of different ways of telling that, but that's the best way to test.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right.
Boy, you are like the Martha Stewart of remodeling. I mean, that was an unbelievable tip there. I would have never.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, let's have some more fun. Let's go to Sue, who is calling from here in Louisville. Sue, you have a leaky basement, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Sue.
But then I thought of something probably more important. When it rains, I notice a lot of granules in the downspout. Mm-hmm. Is that something I should be concerned about?
Typically, no. Shingles are manufactured with more granules than actually necessary. So a lot of people, when they get a new roof on, they'll say, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of granules. Usually those granules have been laying in your gutters for weeks, months, possibly even years. When you get a downpour, it rinses them out, is what it does. The true inspection of whether your roof needs replacement or if there's damage is going to have somebody to visually inspect the shingles. I typically say don't judge by the granules whether you have damage or not, because when those shingles are manufactured, there's a large percentage more than what actually needs to be there. It's anticipated that a lot of them are going to fall off. So, yeah.
Okay. Also, when it does rain a lot, I have like a storage. You know, it's not really a full basement, but you get, every time it rains, it gets water in it.
Is it, what type of wall? Is it block wall? Is it a
Yes,
dirt?
block.
It's block wall. So you've got water penetrating the wall somewhere?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
And my husband's not here. I just know we do have a water pump down there, and it'll pump it out.
Right.
But, you know, it keeps it kind of damp, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be damp. A fix to that would be putting a dehumidifier down in there to help dry it out. If you're looking at a waterproofing situation, you're going to have to figure out where that water is actually coming from, and then address that leak in the wall or however it is. There's several methods available. But yeah, get somebody to look at that. Just a temporary dry out would be to put a dehumidifier in to help that area dry out after it does get wet.